guys, how's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing great. My name is Miss Young and I make videos to help you remember the things that you already know and to teach you about some new things too. So today our lesson is going to be about cars. But first we're going to start with our question of the day, which is kind of also going to be about cars. Then we're going to switch screens, learn about cars, come back here, talk about it, talk about some things that you can do at home. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so question of the day today is, if you are crossing a street and you push the button at the crosswalk, do you cross the street right away, right as soon as you press the button? Or do you stop, you press the button, stop, and wait for the cars to stop, and wait for the sign to change, and then cross the street? So I'm going to give you a little bit of time to think about that, and then we'll talk about it. Okay guys, so let's see, which is the better idea? Press the button and go right across the street as soon as you press it? No, what you need to do is when you press the button, you need to stop, you need to wait, then you need to wait for the cars to stop, and then you need to wait for the little sign to change. Sometimes it's a little stick figure, and sometimes it's a check mark, a green check mark, or a little green light, or sometimes it's white, and that means that you can go. But you have to make sure the cars stop. You can't just press the button and think that that's going to make it clear for you to go, because that's not how it works, okay? Always remember, when you press the button, you have to stop and wait. Then when the cars are stopped and you see the little sign change, that's when you can go. Okay, so speaking of cars, get ready, because we're going to learn all about cars. And then we'll come back here and we'll talk about it, okay?
Cars are a kind of vehicle that people use to get from one place to another. Cars are made up of thousands of parts, and they are put together in a factory. Some of the car parts are the body, the four tires, the headlights and taillights, and the engine. The engine is what makes the car go. Most engines need fuel, and another name for fuel is gasoline. Some cars use another kind of fuel called diesel. There are other cars that are electric. They run on a battery that has to be charged every so often, and the battery is charged with electricity. Then there are other cars that run on both fuel, either diesel or gasoline, and a battery. These are called hybrid cars, so they need both. The driver makes the car move forward and go faster by pressing the gas pedal, and the driver turns the car by turning the steering wheel. The steering wheel is connected to the front wheels, and the wheels will turn in the direction that the driver wants to go. To stop the car, the driver presses the brake pedal. When the brake pedal is pressed, the lights go on in the back of the car to tell the cars behind it to slow down as well. The world's fastest car can go almost 200 miles an hour. Guys, that is fast. It is called a Lamborghini Gallardo. Cars are tested so that they are safe. The people who work in the car factories make them crash on purpose so that they can make sure that the airbags and the seatbelts and the other parts of the car work properly. Make sure you always fasten your seatbelt when you are riding in a car. This will keep you safe if you get in an accident. There are all different kinds of cars. There are regular cars and SUVs. But for people who want to go really fast, there are sports cars and race cars. Sports cars are fun to drive, but they are expensive and they usually cost more than $1 million. Race cars are for car races like Formula One and NASCAR. To be a race car driver, you have to practice, practice, practice. You also have to be healthy and strong to be able to control the car because it is going so fast. What kind of car is your favorite?
Okay, guys, so I hope you learned all about cars. Did you know that there were so many different kinds of cars? We are used to the cars that you put gas in at the gas station, but now people are inventing new cars. There's cars that are electric, that run on batteries. There's cars that are called hybrid, and that's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's a little bit of gas and it's a little bit of battery, both. So when people drive in cars, it makes dirty gases go into the air, and it's polluting the air and making it hard to breathe. And so people are trying to think of different ways to make the cars better for the environment. So that's why they're inventing all kinds of new cars. And of course there's sports cars. The sports cars that are fancy and go really fast and are very expensive. That means they cost a lot of money. And then there are race cars. And race cars are actually sports cars, only souped up a little bit, fancied up. And they are, of course, they go super duper duper fast, and they're made for racing around a track. There's Formula One cars, and there's NASCAR. So, have you guys ever watched a car race before? The Daytona 500 is a race in Florida, and it is fun to watch. The cars, they go so fast. And to be a race car driver, guys, you have to be in shape. You have to be strong. You have to be alert and awake. You can't be kind of tired because you have to be in control of the car. Otherwise, guess what might happen? Yeah, you might get in an accident or run off the road or something. So you want to be safe and alert and strong, okay? To keep that car in control. So yeah, and to be able to drive a car, you have to be able to, you need to think of all kinds of things at once, and you always need to think of safety first. Make sure you keep your eyes on the road. If you're driving with a family member or a friend, make sure they're keeping their eyes on the road and that they're not looking down texting on their phone, okay? When you're in a car, if somebody's driving and they're texting, you need to ask them to put their phone away and keep an eye on the road. Of course, you always wear your seatbelt so that you stay safe. Okay, now, let's talk about some things that you can do at home. Well, you could write a sentence or draw a picture about a car that would be your perfect car. What would it be like? Would you like a small car, a big car, a big truck, a fast car, kind of a pokey car, a slow car? I mean, I don't know. You might. Would you like a certain color? A bright orange color, or yellow, or purple, or pink? What kind of car would you like? You can draw a picture or you can write a sentence about a kind of car that you would like. Another thing you could do is you could look through magazines and newspapers and all that junk mail that we get in the mail, and you could cut pictures out of the cars that you like, and you could put them glue them onto a bigger sheet of paper. So you could just kind of make a collage of all of the different cars that you like. Okay, are you listening, guys? Because the next thing, I want you to be sure that you listen. You could do a service project for someone by cleaning out their car or by washing their car. But here's the thing that I want you to listen. Ask permission first. If the car does not belong to you, make sure you ask the person, can I clean your car out for you, or can I wash your car, before you do anything. Okay, that's number one. Ask permission. Number two is make sure that you use the right cleaner. Okay, so first of all, a very easy thing to do is you can just go through the car and get all of the wrappers, napkins, empty cups, loose change, anything that's lying around in the car. You can gather it all up, throw it away if it needs to go into the trash can, or you can gather things up that don't belong in the car and put them in the house or wherever you live and put them away. And then if you have a vacuum, you could vacuum out the floor of the car and the seats of the car. That would be a great thing to do. If you want, you can come over to my house and do that in my car. Okay? But if you have more time or you want something else to do and the person who owns the car says it's okay, you could wash the car. So what you need to do is you need a bucket, some water, a hose, and a cloth and some cleaner. Now, here's the important thing, guys. You need to use a cleaner that is for cars. A cleaner that is specifically for cars. Don't use like a cleaner for your bathroom on your car. Okay, got it? Listening? Don't use any other kind of cleaner except the cleaner for a car. And then you pour it in the bucket and you get the water all soapy. And then you use a soft car mitt or car sponge and you wipe down the car all over with the soapy water. And then you hose it off. You hose off all the soapy water. And then you should dry it, really. If you have a nice clean towel, dry the car off, and then you have a nice, shiny, clean car. And that is a service project that you could do for somebody. A service project is offering your time to do a job for somebody else. And they would love it if they give you permission. Okay, because I don't want you just walking up to somebody's car and washing it without them knowing it, because they could get mad, and I don't want anybody to get mad, okay? And be sure that you use the right cleaner. That's very important. You don't want to use bleach or any bathroom cleaner or kitchen cleaner on a car, okay? Very important. Okay, guys, well, we are out of time for today. So I hope you have a great, marvelous, wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.